Sometimes we think we'll get to this place where there's no pressure, no people getting on our nerves, no traffic, no delays. Everything's falling into place. Plenty in our bank account, healthier than ever, children making straight A's, Texans undefeated, mother-in-law moves to China. If we can just endure, we'll get to this utopia, this perfect place where we don't have any more pressure. The truth is, not all pressure is bad. There is healthy pressure. If you were comfortable all the time, you couldn't reach your potential. If you didn't have opposition and things you don't understand, problems not changing, you would never develop endurance and trust and character. That pressure is getting you prepared. You have to have resistance to get stronger. God will allow situations where we're over our head. We don't know how it's going to work out. It's taken longer than we thought. He's not making your life miserable. Those are opportunities to grow. That's when you have to rely on Him. When you're pressured, you learn to stretch your faith, pray bold prayers, and believe for what looks impossible. The pressure is causing you to get stronger. Quit fighting it and learn to embrace it. God wouldn't have allowed it if He wasn't up to something. Maturity is being at peace in the pressure, trusting in the trouble, staying calm in the conflict. And yes, I know we all love the seasons where there's no pressure and everything's going great, but those seasons are few and far between. There are very few times that we're not dealing with some kind of issue that could have us stressed. You can have a dozen things going right, but there's one thing you could easily worry about. But that one thing is what causes you to keep pressing forward. It's healthy tension. God knows how to put just the right amount of pressure so we don't get complacent. We don't put our faith on autopilot, but we keep stretching. We keep growing. Years ago, fishing for codfish in the Northeast had become a huge commercial business. There was a demand for codfish all over the states, but they had a problem with distribution. At first, they tried freezing the fish and shipping it out like the rest of their products, but for some reason, the codfish didn't have any taste after it was frozen. Next, they tried shipping the codfish alive in these big tanks. They put them on trains and had them shipped across the country in regular seawater. They thought for sure this would solve the issue, but it only made it worse. Because the fish were sitting in the water inactive, they became soft and mushy and once again lost their taste. Someone came up with an interesting idea. They decided to put some catfish in the tank with the codfish. The catfish is the natural enemy of the codfish. So the whole time they were being shipped, the codfish had to stay alert and active and be on the lookout for the codfish. Well, that solved the problem. When the codfish arrived, they were as fresh and tasty as they were on the East Coast. Sometimes what we think is an enemy is really an asset. That person at work that gets on your nerves, you've been praying 27 years for God to take them away. They're a catfish. God's using them to grow you up, to trust Him to be your vindicator, to be good to someone that's not good to you, to learn to forgive, not let people steal your joy. You wouldn't be who you are without them. Next time you see them, instead of being upset, just smile, say, "Good morning, Mr. Catfish." You don't know it, but God's using you. Some of the things that we're asking God to take away that make us uncomfortable, causing pressure, if He removed them right now, we would get stuck. He's using them to keep us fresh, keep us growing, keep us stretching. That's why you can't pray away everything you don't like. The catfish, you may not like that pressure, but it's working for you. It's healthy pressure. A minister